Well, hello. Today I'd like to talk to you about a Survivor pen. So, my Survivor pens are those that I've had 5 or more years, and I feel like it's time to revisit my feelings about them. Usually they're good, sometimes they're bad. So today's pen is going to be the Montegrappa Fortuna. It is the only Montegrappa I have ever owned. So, do I like it, or am I trying to sell it? Let's find out. All right, so this is the Montegrappa Fortuna Barcelona Mosaico. As you can see, it's a really attractive finish. I liked this as soon as I saw it. Now, there were several choices at the time. Let's just... there. There were several choices at the time. There was a Moscow, a Roma, a Marrakesh, and I feel like there was one more. But of course, we have the Montegrappa on the clip band. Nothing else in the clip band. So fairly subtle branding. We've got a little wheel on the clip. Nothing on this finial, and on the cap finial we have a 1912 with some leaves. Open it up. So, metal on plastic threads, but whatever. Inside, so plastic section, we have a Montegrappa nib. This one is actually a broad nib. Same plastic feed you've seen on a zillion different pens. So I feel like this might be a Yovo nib. I've never read that they make their own. Here we have a branded converter, and it is actually screwed in, which I do appreciate. So it's a little more secure than the ones you just squish in. So, of course, the question you're asking is, how does it write? So now might be a good time to mention that although I know that I bought this as a broad, the letter B appears nowhere on the nib. So it's possibly sent me an incorrect size, but that's not a broad to me. The ink in it is Califolio, violet, and the big question with a steel nib especially, does it flex or have line variation? I'd say there's a slight line variation, but not a whole lot, and definitely a very feedbacky nib. Not a rough nib or anything, just feedbacky. Wetness and flow. It's okay. Smear test. Wet-ish. Reverse writing. You know, it feels just as good in reverse as it does writing the other way. You get what I'd consider an extra fine. World famous Pierre Gustafsson test. You know, I think it passed that too. And of course, since this is actually a a revisit, I always like to do a quote. So that is the the Montegrappa. Wow, this is hard. This is the Montegrappa Fortuna Barcelona Mosaico. So, again, I originally reviewed this back in January 4th, 2017, And this is at a period of my life when I was buying, still into more new pens than I was into vintage. And I wanted a couple nicer pens. And this one caught my eye. I thought, as soon as I saw that finish, I was just, that is really sharp looking. I want that. So I bought it. From the January 4th, 2017 date, you might guess where the money to buy it came from, because a certain holiday is right around there. But anyway, so I bought it, and I liked it. And then somewhere over the years, I just kind of fell out of love with it. So it's been in my to sell or trade case for a number of years. And this spring, I decided to pull it out and write with it. And that's when I filmed the writing sample. And then I just thought, yeah, I've got bigger and better since then. It's just not a pen that really appeals to me. It's a good pen. It's a nice pen. It's an attractive pen. And I don't like a lot of Montegrappa's pens because they're just too gaudy. But this is classy looking. The threads are good. The nib is decent. It feels good in the hand. I got a lot of other pens that do all that. And I just don't feel any particular attachment to it. So, it's in my to sell / trade box. Time will tell if it appears again in another video 5 years from now, which would be 2028, depending on when I publish this. Hopefully not. I actually want to try and do some selling. I sold a pen recently. That was kind of a relief because it was a really nice pen and I just didn't want it. So I think I might be putting up some more pens for sale here. So anyway, good pen if you like that kind of pen. I guess just not a great pen. Perfectly reliable, perfectly good looking. Just not my deal. And who knows, maybe in 5 years my tastes will change again, because I was sure thrilled when I got this pen. But again, that was before the vintage thing took over. And we got to leave room in our lives to grow and change. So anyway, I hope that was interesting. I hope it was useful. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.